So everything is underneath the vineyard. And above us, there's the vines. So how it works, we get the grapes in pins of 100 kilos, and today we want grapes to come into the winery in the quality of table grapes. In earlier years, the grapes were already crushed in the vineyard and 5 times put from one pin to the other.
Yes, yes.
We want them in perfect conditions, because then nothing happens that we can't control.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't break the
If
skin.
the berries are still on the stem, nothing happens. If they are off the stem, it starts with oxidation,
Right away, yes.
with fermentation,
Yes, yes.
getting vinegar.
Insects, everything.
So we want them in perfect conditions. Then we load them here. Everything is hand harvested. So here there's no harvesting machines, and not at night, like in California, because we can do it in the morning, then we put them in a refrigerated cell overday, and next day when the grapes are fresh in temperature, we can work them. And this is the destemmer. Underneath the destemmer, we can put these containers and bring them to one of the holes which is here in the floor. Then they slide down into the fermentation beds. We see them in the next level. No pumping here. We want the grapes we want to work them as gentle as possible and as less as possible. And here we have the possibility 3 levels with gravity.
Yeah, why not?
Then we bring up the wine again in a tank, in a big elevator. And so we can fill the tanks or the barrels again with gravity. So that's not our secret, but one thing where we believe that it's better for the quality, the more gentle you work on the grape. So some wine, this is just bottled, Reserve del Conte from 2019. And then they stay here for a week or so the cork can expand. And then they get labeled and into the container. Okay, let's go to the next level.
Right underneath.
Right underneath. Here, this is the heart, really the heart of our winery. So there are these holes above us. Then there are these slides. These are the slides where the grapes can slide down into one of the fermentation beds.
Wow.
And also here I prefer, let's say our wines, all the Manincor wines are 90% of their time in oak. If it's bigger oak, smaller oak, and only for moments where we need to bring them all together, they are in stainless steel. But I want wines to breathe. From the very,
I agree.
we do everything that the vines stay healthy and can breathe in the vineyard. So we want the wine to continue to breathe. And so they are for the fermentation, for red wine fermentation. We have many different varieties, so they can be used for fermentation about 5 times, one after the other, starting with Pinot Noir, then Schiava, Lagrein, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, for instance. And now they're full with wine, so the wine, we also store the wine here. After the fermentation, some wines are stored here, some are stored in the small barrels. When they finished fermentation, then we have again, with a funnel here, we can let the wine go down with gravity, and only the skins go into the press, and all the rest is quasi come olio extravergine, it doesn't need the press. So again, another technical intervention which we can avoid. Knowing and using the possibilities which we have today, new machines or so, we can work more gentle on the product and with less heat,
Less manipulation.
less manipulation, and the customer
Let nature speak
can
for
taste
itself.
it.
Let
Yeah.
nature speak for itself.
Yeah, and that's
that has
our
to be
way,
more
also
healthy.
how we do it here.
And that has to be
it's,
more healthy.
it's so similar to
Has
good.
to be more healthy.
Yeah. Good. So this is step number 1 to get wine, and then is wine aging or wine storing.
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you have seen this already in many other wineries. But this
Still
is
always, like when I see it, I'm like, wow.
so. These is the barrique cellar for our reds, where they age between 1 and 2 years. So the simpler ones, like Reserve del Conte, ages 1 year. Wines like Cassiano or Castel Campan, they age up to 2 years.
Before release.
Yeah. And when you see here
That
Manincor,
means it's your wood.
then it means that it's our oak. And this M is for medium toast, so medium toast, not heavy toast. So also this is not influencing the wine too much. In this case, this is Mazon, our Pinot Noir from 2020. Made with love, as I see here, because there's a heart on it. Here and here. Maybe some of our people working in the cellar are in love. They have also this slightly atmosphere with nice music, with harmony. It's not so much about which music, it's about harmony.
Yes.
If we would hear news, radio news here all day, it's only bad news.
Yeah. You would stress out the wine.
And wine, as we are, wine is 80% water, and water is the most important carrier of information. That's why we always should drink good water. Not always San Pellegrino, but always good water. The wines stay here for 1 to 2 years in harmony, so I'm sure that it's better for the wine that's bad masses.
Of course. Peace.
Yeah, we just go for a moment into the old cellar.
Okay,
This
cool.
is the
That would be great.
connection from the new to the old. Some bottles which stay here for tastings. So also the white wines we prefer to ferment and age them in oak or with wooden barrels. The longer you can keep them full with wine, the better it is. If you bottle this wine in February and you keep it empty until September, then they suffer.
Yeah.
If you keep them always full with wine, it's the
Always
best.
wet.
Yeah.
Always wet.
The natural help keep the climate here cool. We have here a big, like a hall, which keeps the soil from the wine cellar. So behind this wall is the soil. You see the soil. There's only a little space of wall. So it keeps the soil. Keeps the soil. And then here we have the wine cellar, and we have this huge volume of 5,000 cubic meters, where it's like the interspace. It's like the lung for our winery.
Yes, I understand.
The temperature of the soil, the temperature which we need in the winery, and the outside temperature above.
Amazing.
So if we can keep it as dry and as cool as possible in summertime, then we don't need too much additional climatization.
Yes, understood.
So we only open at night, in cool nights, and let the air circulate, so the conditions stay like this. In winter time, when the conditions are cold, the air is dry. So in winter time, we have a drip irrigation up here. So we let the water come down, create humidity, and bring it with circulation into the winery.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you. And we see it helps us to keep the consume of energy, of electricity down 30%.
Yes.
Only by doing it.
Harmony, man. You said it's so,
It is.
you keep talking about harmony, soul harmony.
But yes, directly to the tasting room. Okay. In here we store the bottled wines before we bring them to the market, before we ship them. And up here we have our tasting room.
Beautiful.
And the crazy thing is, the entire winery is underneath the vineyard. only this window is the only edge which sticks out of the soil.
Wow.
If you look here, you see the vines continuing up there.
And over here too.
Yeah. So
even
only
on top.
only this window, and with the look to our oak, to our vineyards, here we can taste the wines.